sweaty up in here. This is where the show should be, right here. Nick, we got to play basketball today for a few hours. Nick about knocked me down a few times. Hey, thank you guys so much for coming, for real. We appreciate it. It's like a privilege for us to partner with you guys. That's the way I look at this night is, you know, you guys brought a van full or a bus full or a truck full or, you know, a Pinto full of kids. And full of students, and here we are working together. That's the way I see this, and it's a privilege to work together with your students and you to hopefully, the goal of this night is, you know, it's great. We want to put on a great show. There's nothing wrong with entertainment. But at the end of the day, I'm praying, I'm hoping every song that's sung, every word that's spoken from that stage turns people's eyes toward Jesus. If they leave here tonight with the name Toby Mac on their lips, they missed it. I want every student here, every pastor here, every youth pastor to leave with the name Jesus on their lips. That's our heart here tonight. And you know, sometimes I think, man, if I'm in their shoes, what would I want to know? Like, and I just want you guys to know that, you know, for us, you know, I want you to know that we're traveling around doing these big shows in these big arenas. But what I would want to know from you is like, is all that for real, or are they doing a big show? Man, I'm just another youth pastor out here trying to serve Jesus with my songs. That's what it's about for me. I can honestly tell you that. Every song that I write, I just ask God to breathe it through me so that it would turn eyes toward. It's not about #1 hits. It's not about gold records. It's not. I'm a dad of 5 kids. I'm out here serving Jesus. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about for me. And I can say that I appreciate you guys very much, very, very much for this reason. When I was 13 years old, my mom used to drag us to church every Sunday. I wasn't feeling it. But, I mean, like, we didn't go to youth group. We just went to big church. And, you know, like, we sit there and I was like, that dude behind the box is yelling at me. That's what it felt like. But one Sunday, this guy, I didn't even know him, taps me on the shoulder, invites me to this camp a little later that summer. And I looked at my mom, and my mom, evidently she knew him because she said, yeah, I could go. Or she was sending me with a stranger somewhere. I don't know what's up. Anyway, I got to go to this camp. I got to invite a few friends. So me and 4 friends, a few months later, got in this van, left our church parking lot and went to this camp. You know, found out this guy was a volunteer youth pastor. And, you know, we got to the camp, the van arrived, we get our bags, we walk out. And, you know, I thought we were going to walk to some cabin or something, but they walked us right into this, like, outdoor pavilion. And this dude got up and started preaching for, like, 2.5 hours. And I was like, and the guy, I got to be honest with you, I kind of got bamboozled, because the guy kind of acted like it was a basketball camp. And so it was the strangest start to any basketball camp I'd ever been to. But anyway, we finally got to get to our cabins. We did get to play some basketball. It was a great time. But what I really took away from that camp is this. Every night before we go to bed, that youth pastor would sit on the floor of our cabin with us, and he would open up God's Word. And he would read it. And man, as many times I'd heard the Bible read or read it even myself, it just never clicked with me until that time. And man, just when he would read it, it would just chip away at my heart, man. And then he would share about the things he had been through and the hope that he found in this Jesus. And I don't know, it was the last night of camp, and I remember we got up off talking, you know, on the floor, and I remember my heart was pounding, and I really wanted to react to this in some way, but I didn't know what to do. I just got in my sleeping bag and just zipped it to the top, and I just laid there. My heart was beating so fast. And finally, after a couple minutes, maybe 20 minutes, I just got the courage to unzip my sleeping bag, and I walked in the other room, and I woke up the youth pastor. And I said, hey, man, I said, I want to know more about this Jesus. He said, let me read a couple scriptures, and then he asked me if I wanted to ask him into my life to be my Lord, and I said, yes. And we got down on our knees right there and just prayed, and I asked Jesus into my life. That man led me to Christ. So I just want to say, you guys are in the trenches with these students. thank you for being in the trenches. If that youth pastor didn't tap me on the shoulder and get down on the floor and read God's word, he was in the trenches with us, and that's what God used to move my heart, and that's what you guys do every day. I'm not saying we do different things. We both work toward youth ministry, and but I appreciate y'all for being in the trenches. We pop in town and do a little thing, but y'all get to see him. You get to walk through these things with him.